Now we're back once again with the quest to win a Stanley Cup, but of course things can never be simple on us. We're full of 0 overall players, a team consisting of only 0 overall players. How on earth are we going to win this team right here a Stanley Cup? Well, we're going to build our team through packs today, but instead of being financially conscious, we're spending $500 on packs. Now before I go ahead here and start ripping a bunch of packs, I just want to go back to something I said 3 weeks ago in my last pack opening video. Now I already know what you're wondering. Stick on the ice, why didn't you just buy hobby boxes? Well, in order to have enough packs for this video, I would need to buy 2 hobby boxes, and after shipping that would be like $350. This was about $200, just a little over $200. So yeah, save money where you can. So yeah, after making that comment, here we are 3 weeks later, $500 on packs. Now what exactly does $500 get you? Well, the first thing it can get you is a Series 2 box of 24-25. Of course, the hunt is Macklin Celebrini. And then what else can it get you? 2023-2024, the hunt for Connor Bedard. Now what else can it get you? Nothing. It actually can't get you anything else. $500 was enough for me to get these 2 boxes right here. Quick disclaimer, I am doing this for content. If you want to do this for fun, don't spend $500 on 2 boxes. Because of you guys watching the video, I'm able to do something like this. So of course, I want to thank you. I would not be able to do this without you. So I greatly appreciate you guys for watching the videos and allowing me to do something like this. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these packs right here. We're going to build our 82-0 team. Of course, it's Young Guns and inserts only. I can't use any base cards. And I'm going to alternate packs between these 2 right here. One pack is going to be 23-24. The next will be 24-25. So I think I've said enough here. Let's start ripping packs. Now I just want to say this is actually the first box of Series 2 for 23-24 that I've opened. And the first player we're going to see is Riley Smith. Riley Smith is going to symbolize what we see today. Nick Schmaltz is going to follow. But as we know, we do not care about the base cards. We only care about the inserts. Now I'm not 100% sure if there's an insert after this card. It looks like there is. And Leon Draisaitl is one of the inserts we could go with. There's like a 95% chance we go with Leon Draisaitl here unless we see something incredible. Now, are we going to see something incredible here? We're getting UD Nazem Kadri, a UD canvas. That's not too bad. Definitely not better than Leon Draisaitl though. So I believe we're going to go with Leon Draisaitl here, and that's going to be the case. Because Milos Kelman, you are not better than Leon Draisaitl. So yeah, Leon Draisaitl is going to be the first player we're bringing to the team. That's definitely not a bad start, especially considering it's speckled. Yeah, so we'll definitely take that. So Leon Draisaitl, you're an amazing player to start with. Beginning with a 96 overall, one of the best in the game. The only issue with Leon Draisaitl is he doesn't play defense and he's not a goaltender. We only have 1 forward on the team so far, so expectations are going to be very low heading into this season. So I'm fairly confident I can just simulate to the end of the postseason, and I don't have to worry about us winning a Stanley Cup this season. So while I go ahead and do that, if you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 92k subs by the end of the year, and the year is coming to an end, so if you haven't already, make sure you hit the button down below. Now sometimes this game just surprises me. We actually made through the entire season. I don't care we lost every game, and I don't care that we didn't score a single goal. We actually made it through the entire season here. Very rarely does that ever happen. Rigby is going to be taking 1 shot for us this season. Our goalies weren't doing anything. Ricky Afleur, a 706 with a 1919, and then Eric Hartman, a 699 with a 1959. I'm honestly just amazed we made it through the season. 99.9% of the time the game crashes on me. Maybe this is a good sign for the future. I hope it is. The Ottawa Senators are Stanley Cup champions. Let's go rip another pack. So we're now moving on to 2024-2025 Series 2. The hunt for Macklin Celebrini or Michkov. I would be fine with a Michkov Young Guns as well. Now I actually have opened a handful of tins of this, and I haven't really got anything amazing so far. Starting off with the checklist card, we do not care about that. I believe it's 4 cards and then we get our insert. So Mark Stone, you're going to be the first player we see before our first insert. And who is our first insert going to be? Leon Draisaitl. You actually have to be kidding me. We have got back-to-back Leon Draisaitl cards. You can't make that up. Now, unfortunately, we can't go with Leon Draisaitl because we already have Leon Draisaitl on the team. So when it comes to our next card, who is that going to be? A Young Guns renewed of Mitch Marner. I'll definitely take a Young Guns Mitch Marner on the team. That is a pretty decent pickup right there. I like the yard on these cards. So yeah, Mitch Marner, you're going to be the guy we're going with. Zach Dean, unfortunately, I'm not going to be going with you. Now, I think Leon Draisaitl and Mitch Marner are actually going to be a pretty good first line for us. Like a playmaker alongside an elite sniper. This should work out for us in the future, as long as we can surround them with some decent pieces, because we don't have that right now. Okay, I'm starting to think we're in an alternate universe or something. 2 straight seasons where the Louisiana Wild Hogs have made it to the end of the season and the game hasn't crashed or froze on us. What is going on? Like, this never happens. I don't think this has happened so far in NHL 26, where we've been able to simulate the first 2 years without this game either freezing or crashing. Maybe packs are good luck or something. I don't know what it is, because this isn't making any sense. The Edmonton Oilers, Stanley Cup champions, but I think we just have to appreciate moments like this. The game not crashing or freezing, it just never happens. So we're going to move back to another 2023-2024 pack. Now, of course, we're still looking at Connor Bedard. We haven't got a single Young Guns yet. I'm hoping that's going to change, and I'm hoping that it's going to change with Connor Bedard. Now, we're going to be getting a Pittsburgh Penguin, and that Pittsburgh Penguin is Sidney Crosby. We could go with him, and there's actually a very good chance we go with Sidney Crosby here, unless we find an elite goaltender or a superstar defenseman, because we do need to bring one of those to the team. We're going to be getting our first Young Guns, Walker Duehr. Unfortunately, that's not Connor Bedard, but Walker Duehr, there is worse options out there, so I'll definitely add him to the team. Well, I shouldn't say add him to the team, because we're actually not going to add him to the team, and we're not going to add Trevor Zegras either. We're going to go with Sidney Crosby. We're going to keep this one simple. He's the best option we got, so we're bringing in another forward. Now, this is what you call an elite first line. Sidney Crosby, Mitch Marner, Leon Draisaitl. These guys are going to lead us to Stanley Cups in the future. All these other 0 overalls, I really hope they're not here when we're winning a Stanley Cup. I mean, I actually wouldn't be against a 0 overall being here when we win a Stanley Cup, because that means our team is just absolutely stacked. Now, this might be one of those videos where we just never have to worry about crashes. The Louisiana Wild Hogs, 0-82 once again, that's no surprise. They scored 38 goals this season, so we can celebrate that. 200 less goals than the second worst team in the entire league, being the St. Louis Blues, because of course the St. Louis Blues have to be one of the worst teams in the entire league. Why wouldn't they be? Sidney Crosby is going to lead the way with 36 points, followed by Leon Draisaitl 35 and Mitch Marner 35. And then we got Mordecai picking up 1 goal, Medeby picking up an assist. They did what they could this season. Honestly, I'm amazed that 0 overall scored a goal, but that's neither here nor there. Ricky Lafleur and Eric Cartman, it's only a matter of time before I give you a little defensive support. I mean, in saying that, we have replaced some forwards, and that would help the defense a little bit, because at least you have NHL players on the ice at some points in the game. However, you need a true defenseman in front of you, so let's go find that. All right, so we're moving on to pack number 4. We have walked away with 1 Young Gun so far, and that Young Gun, of course, was Walker Duehr. Moving on to our next big player. Who is that going to be? Well, we're getting a pop count of Shakir. Pop count to 1,000. Shakir, we're not going to be going with you. Okay, why am I getting so many Leon Draisaitl's? I just need to point that out. That is another Leon Draisaitl insert. That is the 3rd one I found so far. Now, Shakir, you actually might be joining the team. Depending on who's behind Leon Draisaitl, you could potentially join the team. Okay, yeah, Shakir, you actually might be joining the team. Oliver Kapanen is the Young Guns we're walking away with. Now, I'm not really 100% sure who the highest overall between these two guys are, but I think we're going to go with Shakir because we do need a defenseman. Well, you can't say I didn't get a defenseman. I just didn't get a superstar defenseman. Shakir has joined the team, 78 overall. He's a left and right defenseman. Never in a million years did I expect Shakir would be the best option. But yeah, we need defensemen here, so I guess that's who we're going with. Shout out to my dog Shakir though. Stick on the ice legend. He's been a key 3rd pairing defenseman in a lot of my videos for a handful of years now, and we appreciate the work he puts in. Well, I guess it was only a matter of time. The game finally froze on us. We couldn't go this entire video without this happening at least once. It was inevitable. Now at this rate, I wish we were opening packs for a Young Guns Leon Draisaitl, because I might be the first person to pull 3 Leon Draisaitl Young Guns in the same pack, because it's getting a little bit ridiculous. Moving on to our first insert, it looks like we're going to have an insert. Oh, never mind, we don't have an insert. I hate how it's sometimes 4 and sometimes 5. This drives me nuts. Upper Deck, please just keep it consistent. I want a little bit of consistency here. Moving on to our first insert, we're going to have Cole Caulfield. We don't need more forwards. We need a superstar defenseman. Give me an insert of Cale Makar or something. That's what I'm looking for. Or give me Connor Bedard. I'd be perfectly fine with that as well. We're not going to get Connor Bedard, but a Young Guns Bobby McMahon. Now, I certainly can't complain with a Bobby McMahon card. He's going to be great for the PC. Moving on to our next player. I believe this is a UD canvas. Hold on. program of excellence, Wade Redden, a good defenseman right there, but I don't know if we can actually go with him. Now, I can't guarantee whether Wade Redden is going to be on the Ottawa Senators alumni or not. If he is, that's who we're going to go with. If not, I guess we're bringing Cole Caulfield to the team. So I guess it depends on who's available. Now I'm going to keep it $1.50 here. Shakir, there was like a 1% chance that you actually joined our team. But you know what? That 1% chance happened and you joined the team. Now when it comes to Wade Redden, there was probably a 0.001% chance that you joined our team. But here you are. We have the strangest defense of all time right now. Two guys I wouldn't have expected in a million years to be on our team right now. But here we are. Now, like, imagine if you told me at the beginning of this video, you're not going to have Cale Makar, you're not going to have Quinn Hughes, you're not going to have Roman Josi or any other super elite defenseman. But you know who you will have? You're going to have Shakir and you're going to have Wade Redden. Who would have expected that? Absolutely no one. Now with the addition of Wade Redden, we're still not winning any games, but that's because we don't have a goaltender. However, we were just shy of 1 goal per game. We scored 81 goals this season. That's honestly not too bad considering we only have 5 players on the team. Sidney Crosby 71 points, Leon Draisaitl 69, Mitch Marner 62, and then when it comes to our 2 defensemen, oh boy. I'm starting to think these guys do not have very good tendencies when it comes to scoring, because this ain't it. But you know what? We're not going to push the panic button yet. We still have to add a lot of players to this team, but I am slightly concerned. Like, we're going to need a superstar defenseman, because I think with what we have right now, those can't be our top 2 guys. Shakir can't be one of our top defensemen. We just can't allow that to happen. The Toronto Maple Leafs are Stanley Cup champions. We need a game changer with our next selection. Now, so far, I can't really complain about what we've got. We've definitely got some interesting cards. Some cards pretty good for the PC. So let's go ahead and move on to our next insert. On tour with the Calgary Flames, Nazem Kadri and Sharon Govich. So far, we've only been able to bring 2 defensemen to the team, one of them being Shakir, and he's not even an 80 overall. So we're definitely going to have to improve that. Moving on to our next player, that's going to be a Young Guns, Brandon Bussey. What do you know about Brandon Bussey? Not looking too bad for the Carolina Hurricanes right now. So we're going to move on to our next insert here. For some reason, it is not sliding nicely, but I think I recognize that mask. We're finally getting ourselves a goaltender, and who is that going to be? Jesper Wallstedt. Jesper Wallstedt, welcome to the team. Unfortunately, though, we don't really have a defense in front of you, but still, you're going to be an elite pickup. Now, I actually think there might be a slight chance we can win this season, because Jesper Wallstedt, apparently all you do is pick up shutouts. So pick up 8 shutouts with the team this season, and by doing that, we're going to be able to win 8 games. Because I have a feeling unless you're picking up a shutout, we're probably not winning any games. So I'm going to spoil it right now. The Louisiana Wild Hogs won a game this season, but did they win that game in regulation? It doesn't look like it. It was an overtime victory, meaning Jesper Wallstedt likely didn't pick up a shutout. There is still a slight possibility he did pick up a shutout and we won that game 1-0. I just highly doubt that's going to be the case. So when it comes to our goaltending numbers, Jesper Wallstedt 1 win this season, an 888 and a 638. Which team did you beat, and why was it my St. Louis Blues? Now, like, I feel like whenever I say that, I'm half joking, but I'm also half serious, because I feel like there is a 95% chance that it actually is my St. Louis Blues. Like, St. Louis would be the type of team that would somehow lose to a team that only has 6 NHL players on the team. Well, technically it's 5 NHL players and an NHL alumni, but that's the same difference. Which team did we somehow beat in overtime? Well, we're all the way back in December. I am yet to see the game that we won. There is a very good possibility I've just completely passed over it. Alright, never mind. Apparently we won the 7th game of the year and I just didn't realize. We beat the Vancouver Canucks 4-3. You have to take victories like that. But how did I not realize that we won the 7th game of the year? I guess I'm just not paying attention. Now, as I'm ripping through these packs right now, you might be wondering, do I have a preference between 23-24 and 24-25? And the answer is not really. As long as I walk away with either a Connor Bedard or Macklin Celebrini, then I don't really care which we get. So moving on to our first insert. I actually don't know if this is an insert. No, it isn't, because who knows if it's behind 4 cards or 5 cards, but that's neither here nor there. We know for a fact our first insert's going to be behind here, and who's that insert going to be of? Jared McCann. I don't need forwards. Plain and simple. I don't need more forwards here. Unless that forward is Connor Bedard, then I would be happy. But it looks like we got ourselves a canvas, and that is Sonny Milano, another forward, which we do not need. I'm starting to wonder if I just picked the wrong boxes. Are there just no defensemen available? Because that would be very, very tough. Yuri Patera is going to be the next player we're getting. This card seems a little bit fancy. Is it numbered? No, it is not. Okay, it is just the Vegas Golden Knights colors. Well, since we don't need a goaltender because we just selected one, I guess we're going to be going with Jared McCann here. Yeah, he's the best option available, so how about we just keep this simple? Now, Jared McCann's going to be the newest addition to the team. No, he isn't a superstar, but he's going to be helping this team quite a bit. He's going to be giving us some more offensive support. However, in saying that, he is surrounded with basically 0 overall players, so I can't really expect him to do too much this season, especially when both of his line mates are 0 overalls. So yeah, McCann, if you pick up like 8 points this season, I'll consider that a W. Now, of course, I wasn't trying to disrespect Jared McCann when I said he would only have 8 points. He had 0 overalls as his line mates, but apparently he was good enough here. A 278-2 record. We won a game in regulation. We lost a couple games in OT. We were even over a goal per game. Nah, Jared McCann, maybe you were the missing piece all along. And then what'd you do this season? 10 goals, 15 assists for 25 points. I take back all the disrespect. Granted, you did have 18 power play points, so if I do take away all the power play points, you actually had 7 points this season. So do with that information what you will. Technically, he had less than 8. 5 on 5 points, so he had less than 8 points when he was playing with the 0 overall players. So technically I was right, and I'm just going to say I'm right because I don't want to be wrong. Jesper Wallstedt, he's picking up 2 wins this season. The Tampa Bay Lightning are Stanley Cup champions. The team's looking not too bad so far, but I think we could use another superstar. Now, as time goes on here, I'm starting to have some questions about our team. Like, we have a decent enough forward core, and I think we're building a superstar forward core, but the defense is a little bit questionable, so I think we have to get an elite defenseman here. Now, are we going to be getting that with insert number 1? Hronek really wouldn't be too bad. Granted, there are better options out there. We do have 2 defensemen on the team right now. I guess it's really going to depend on what else we get. So moving on to insert number 2, who's that going to be turning out to be? Nikita Kucherov. Okay, can I really turn down Nikita Kucherov? Like, realistically, can I say to myself, I am going to take Hronek over Nikita Kucherov? I don't know about that one. Tristan Jarry, I'm not really contemplating you. I think we have to go with Kucherov. So I was hoping to get a superstar, and that's exactly what we got. Nikita Kucherov, welcome to the team. Joined the top line alongside Sidney Crosby and Leon Draisaitl. The forward core is looking spectacular right now. The defensive core, on the other hand, we're not really going to address that right now, but we will eventually. Or at least I hope we do. Now, of course, the addition of Nikita Kucherov is going to be helping this team. 4 wins this season, all 4 of them being regulation wins. You love to see it. 2 overtime losses as well. I definitely can't complain about that. 114 goals scored this season, and we finally had a point-a-game player. Sidney Crosby's going to be that guy. 25 goals and 59 assists for 84 points. Kucherov's picking up 77. Leon Draisaitl 73. One thing I don't think I'm ever going to have to worry about is the offense on this team. Like, our offense is looking incredible. Defense, on the other hand, yeah, that's going to be a problem eventually. However, I think we will fix that. Like, there is no way that we go through all of these packs and we don't get any good defensemen. There's just no way that happens. The Anaheim Ducks are Stanley Cup champions. In the past, I would have said this is incredibly unrealistic and would never happen. But the Ducks don't look terrible for once. So shout out to them. However, this is technically still incredibly unrealistic because the Buffalo Sabres made it to the conference finals. Now that's just absurd. Now I just have a feeling this is going to be one of those videos where we build the greatest offensive core of all time. Like, every forward on our team is going to be a superstar. Then when it comes to the defense, it is going to be a very questionable one. But it's time for us to move on to our first insert, and who is that going to be? Jake Allen. As much as I like Jake the Snake, our goaltending's already looking pretty solid, so I don't think we're going to go with him. So moving on to insert number 2, we have a deep roots of, it looks like, Brad Marchand. Brad Marchand would not be a bad pickup. He's looking amazing so far this season, so I think we're going to go with him. Nazem Kadri, I mean, you're not bad either, but I believe Brad Marchand's a 90 overall, so let's go with the 90 overall. So we've gone ahead and added another elite offensive talent to the team in Brad Marchand. He's going to be joining the second line alongside Jared McCann and Mitch Marner. I'm starting to get very concerned about our defense. Like, our forward core is spectacular, but just looking at this defense, we need a lot of help. Now, with every new player brought to the team, we're seeing more wins each season. An 872-2 record, 5 regulation wins, 144 goals scored this season. Even though we don't have the greatest defense, we have pretty solid offense, and that's what's been carrying the way. Crosby, Kucherov, Draisaitl, Brad Marchand, Mitch Marner, Jared McCann, these guys have been absolute superstars for us so far. With all that being said, I just want to point out we have selected half of our forwards so far. we have brought in 2 defensemen. The packs are not cooking for me right now when it comes to defensemen. Jesper Wallsted's finally picking up a shutout. Who did he shut out? We have to go figure that out. The Minnesota Wild are Stanley Cup champions, but I need to know who Jesper Wallsted shut out. Well, it looks like Jesper Wallsted's one shutout came in March. On March 12th, he's going to be shutting out the Vegas Golden Knights. It was only a matter of time before we saw that man pick up a shutout, and it looks like he's finally going to be getting one. Now, for the amount of packs I have ripped so far, I haven't seen enough Young Guns. That's going to have to change pretty quick. Are we going to have an insert behind here? Yes, we do. It is a silver outburst of who? Nick Hague. We have a silver outburst, Nick Hague. I am so happy about that. Silver outburst, Nick Hague. I guess we'll count that as one of our inserts, so it is a defenseman. When it comes to our next player, who's that going to be? Callum Ritchie. I am just not happy here. Nope, not happy at all. I wanted a silver outburst of Macklin Salbrini or something. Obviously, not setting unrealistic expectations whatsoever. We did not get that. When it comes to the next player, who is that going to be? Well, we're getting Evgeny Malkin, another good forward. I guess we have to go with Malkin. We need the best player available in this situation, and that's what Malkin's going to be for us. You know what? How about we just don't bring defensemen to the team? We actually don't need defensemen here. We can just win with enough forwards on the team. As long as we have a completed forward core, who cares if we have 0 overall defensemen? Nah, but in all seriousness, if my luck doesn't change pretty quick here, we are going to be deep in the trenches. Now, the team is continuing to take strides in the right direction, but I just don't know how I feel about them right now. A 9-68-5 record. Like, this record's good and all for how many 0 overalls we have, but we do need to bring in some elite defensemen. Like, Shakir can't be our second best defenseman this deep into the video. Like, we have added 10 players to the team, and Shakir is still our second best defenseman. That's going to have to change pretty quick. Jesper Wallstedt, 9 wins but 0 shutouts this season. What are you even doing out there? How are you not picking up shutouts with no defenseman in front of you? It just doesn't make sense. The Florida Panthers, Stanley Cup champions, they're taking down the LA Kings. I think it's only a matter of time before the Wild Hogs are taking home a Stanley Cup. Granted, that might still be 10 players from now. So we're moving on to pack number 11, and right now the defense is chopped. It is cooked. I cannot say anything good about our defense, and I don't know if that's going to be changing anytime soon. Artemi Panarin is the first insert we're looking at. I don't need Artemi Panarin. Who do I need? Not Tyler Seguin. I swear, if we do not get a defenseman here, we will be in the absolute trenches. Ty Emberson. First of all, you are not Connor McDavid. Second of all, you are the wrong San Jose Shark in the wrong pack. So I guess we're going to have to go with Artemi Panarin here. Another forward. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. So the old saying is defense wins championships. But you know what else wins championships? The greatest offense of all time. And that's what we're going to build here. Who needs defense when your offense looks this good? Artemi Panarin, welcome to the team. We have way too many playmakers on our second line. Yeah, we have to fix that. Alright, so all that yapping about how offense can win you Stanley Cups is a complete lie. We're dead last in the entire league. We only won 5 games this season. It was an absolute disaster. Leon Draisaitl 71 points. I don't really want to go over this season. It was a complete dumpster fire from game 1 until game 82. The Edmonton Oilers are Stanley Cup champions. We have to figure some things out here, and we need to add some defensemen. Now you see this pack right here? This is the halfway point. We've officially reached the halfway point, and we barely have any defensemen on this team. So I think regardless of who we get here, we're going with a defenseman as long as there's a defenseman available. So yeah, I have no clue what we're going to do. We are just in the trenches right now. Please tell me this is a defenseman. This is not a defenseman. This is Connor Bedard in year number 2. We do not need Connor Bedard in year 2. I do not want Connor Bedard on my team unless it's a Young Guns Connor Bedard, which this is not. We have a Dazzlers here, and it looks like we're getting our new starting goaltender, Sorokin. Sorokin, I won't hate you as our starting goaltender. You can play your role on this team. Unless we get an elite defenseman here, but we're not getting that. We're just getting Alex DeBrincat. We're not going with DeBrincat. We're going with Sorokin. Yeah, we need a goalie. We only have one so far, so he's the clear option. Now, Sorokin, technically you're not going to improve the defense on this team because you're not a defenseman. However, you will help keep pucks out of the net. Our goaltending tandem is set for the rest of this video. Sorokin and Wallstedt, 2 guys we can definitely rely on, but it doesn't really mean too much if we don't have a defense in front of them. Now, I don't know if last season was a bit of a fluke or Sorokin just means that much to our team. A 15-62-5 record. We are scoring exactly 2 goals per game, so we are taking steps in the right direction. However, we don't have a defense here. As much as I try to gas it up, we do not have a defense. These are the defensive numbers. Wade Redden, Shakir, you guys did not too bad. Then there is everybody else here. So yeah, I'm not really expecting too much moving forward. Even though Sorokin was pretty solid this season, we're not going to see anything amazing until we build a competent defense. Now, are we going to get a defense with our next selection? There is only like a 30% chance that happens. The Tampa Bay Lightning are Stanley Cup champions. Please give me a defenseman. Now, I am starting to think that I potentially bought the wrong boxes for this. Maybe I should have bought a box that has more defensemen as inserts, because right now we are in a lot of trouble. Now, is this going to be an insert? It doesn't look like it. It's just Brad Marchand. So we're moving on to our first insert. Please tell me it's a defenseman, it's a Dazzlers, and it is going to be Noah Cates. I don't need Noah Cates, nor do I really want Noah Cates in this challenge right here. So we're moving on to our next player, and who is that going to be? The Otter. We do not need the Otter. We already have 2 goaltenders. Okay, Noah Cates, you actually might be joining the team here because we might not have any other choice. This is a Young Guns of Leo Carlsson. I will take this. And Leo Carlsson, you're actually the player we're going to go with. That's a good pickup right there. That is the best card we've seen today. I'm happy with that. Alright, so normally I would be upset that we didn't get a defenseman, but we got a Leo Carlsson Young Guns, so things could be significantly worse. I'll take that. I will certainly take a Leo Carlsson Young Guns. Our forward core is just about complete here, and then there's the defense. But we'll deal with that as the time comes. Now, we're all well aware that defense on our team is a problem, but there actually is another problem we have to address. How many of our forwards are playmakers? We don't have any actual scorers on this team. Like, everyone's a playmaker. On our second line, we have a playmaker playing with a playmaker who is playing with a playmaker. All of them are playmakers. We don't have that many goal scorers here. Like, let's actually go through things. Nikita Kucherov, a playmaker, but he also led the team in goals, so I'm not really going to count him as a playmaker here, but just remember that. Leon Draisaitl, a sniper. He's a good sniper. We definitely need one on the team. Sidney Crosby, playmaker. Evgeny Malkin, playmaker. Mitch Marner, playmaker. Brad Marchand, a two-way forward, so it's good to see something else. Artemi Panarin, playmaker. Jared McCann, two-way forward. Leo Carlsson, playmaker. Like, there is just way too many playmakers here. We don't have enough goal scorers. We need some pure goal scorers. Some guys are just willing to shoot the puck no matter what. Jesper Wallstedt was really good this season. Sorokin was a bit of a disappointment. Like, Wallstedt had a 9-13-2 record. That is very impressive considering what we have here. But at the end of the day, we still haven't won a Stanley Cup, and that is the main goal today. We have to bring home a cup, and hopefully this next player is going to be a game changer for us. Whether they're a defenseman or a sniper, we need something. Alright, sometimes a man has to make rules on the fly because they were not prepared for stuff like this to happen. If we need forwards to play defensive minutes for us, we will make it happen. We will make it work. I have no clue how we'll make it work, but we basically might not have any other choice. We just cannot find defensemen here. I don't know why we can't find defensemen, but it is what it is. Lars Eller, there is an insert behind you. Now, who is that insert going to be? A black and white canvas of Justin Falk. He's a defenseman, so I guess we'll have to take it. Justin Falk, welcome to the team. A St. Louis Blue. You being on the St. Louis Blues used to mean something, not anymore. We have another card here that's going to have Matt Barzal and Bo Horvat. I know you can barely see that because of the speckle, but that's what we're getting. Moving on to the next card. What's that going to be? Welcome aboard, Liam Ogren. You're not a defenseman, nor are you the guy we're going with. Justin Falk, welcome to the team. You're going to be one of our top defensemen. And that comment scares me a little bit. Now, Justin Falk, I can't really complain too much. You're an 85 overall, and you're a defenseman. That's all we're going to say. Like, regardless of what you think about Justin Falk, he's an 85 overall defenseman. And we need defensemen, and an 85 overall really isn't too bad. Now, Justin Falk, I might have been slightly sleeping on you. I did not think you would impact this team this much. We were 2 points back of the Ottawa Senators, a 28-49-5 record. We technically had more wins than the Ottawa Senators this season. How did that happen? How on earth did we technically have more wins than the Ottawa Senators? That is crazy work. Draisaitl, Crosby, Kucherov, Marchand, Panarin, you guys were amazing this season. Justin Falk, 7 goals and 13 assists for 20 points, apparently was the game changer. You completely turned this team around. I have no clue how you did that. It also helped that both of our goaltenders were very good this season, but that is the Justin Falk factor. He is improving this team so much that it makes no sense. The Tampa Bay Lightning are Stanley Cup champions. If we keep this up, we might be winning a Stanley Cup sooner than later. Now, if I have done my math correctly, and there's probably only about a 60% chance I actually did it right, I think there is 4 young guns remaining. I could be completely wrong though. Now, one of those young guns we're hoping is Connor Bedard or Matt Macklin Celebrini. I think the odds of us getting Connor Bedard in the same box we got Leo Carlsson are very, very low. So we're moving on to our next card, and what is that going to be? Connor McDavid, monster season. I don't care if there's a defenseman coming up. Connor McDavid, we are bringing you to the team. With our next card, what is that going to be? AJ Greer, director of boards. Yeah, Connor McDavid, welcome to the team. Unless Cale Makar is this next player, we're going to be sticking with Connor McDavid, and that's exactly what we're doing. So Connor McDavid, we're bringing you to the team. You're certainly not going to make us any worse. Now, I know I was complaining about playmakers earlier, but it's 97 overall Connor McDavid, so I think we will allow another playmaker on the team in this situation. It just makes sense. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and Nikita Kucherov on the top line, nobody is stopping that. Now, as excited as I was to build off the momentum of last season, let's keep it a stack. Justin Falk should not be improving our team that much, so it's no surprise the Louisiana Wild Hogs are finishing with a 22-56-4 record. We had to come back down to reality a little bit. Like, yes, we added Connor McDavid, and yes, he had a positive plus minus. He was plus 13 this season with 93 points, but there was no reason that Justin Falk should have turned this team around as much as he did. Like, he made us significantly better, and he shouldn't have made us significantly better. Sorokin's numbers also weren't quite as good this season, neither were Jesper Wallsted's, so maybe both of our goaltenders just took a step back. Maybe we are a very good team, we just saw regression across the board that we shouldn't have seen. The Seattle Kraken are Stanley Cup champions. I don't really know what to make of our team. Are we elite? Are we frauds? I guess we'll find out one of these days. Alright, so we all know what we need here. Defensemen. I only care about defensemen or Macklin Celebrini. That is the only things I care about right now. Defenseman and Macklin Celebrini. Now, is this a defenseman? No, it is not. We are getting a Lucas Raymond electricity. I don't need that. I need a defenseman or I need Macklin Celebrini. Now, what are we getting? Jackson Blake. You know what? I don't hate Jackson Blake. That's a decent enough pickup right there. A decent young guy with the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm not mad at that. Jackson Blake, I'm okay with that pick right there. Hopefully we don't have to go with you though. Stuart Skinner. We got Stuart Skinner after him. Alright, so Lucas Raymond, welcome to the team. You're going to play right defensive minutes for me. So you know what I think we were desperately missing on this team? Another playmaker. So Lucas Raymond, welcome to the team. Our 9th playmaker. I'm actually not even sure if he's our 9th playmaker, but he very well could be. McDavid's 1. Nikita Kucherov is 2. Sidney Crosby is 3. Mitch Marner is 4. Artemi Panarin is 5. Evgeny Malkin is 6. Lucas Raymond is 7. And Leo Carlsson is 8. And 7 of those guys were drafted before Lucas Raymond, so he is our 8th playmaker on the team, and we only have 11 forwards. That is not how you build a good team. Now, I would like to say for the rest of this video, we will not be bringing any more playmakers to the team. I would like to say that, but that is not guaranteed. Hold on, did I just see we scored more goals than the St. Louis Blues this season? A team of playmakers scored more goals than the St. Louis Blues? That cannot be true. Okay, we actually scored more goals than a handful of teams. We scored more than the Islanders, the Kings, the Blues, somehow more than the Philadelphia Flyers, who are 8th in the entire league. That one makes absolutely no sense. And the Carolina Hurricanes. This was an interesting season, to say the least. Nikita Kucherov, 92 points. Connor McDavid, 87 points. Leon Draisaitl, 81 points. I mean, the offense was there. I'm not really too concerned about goaltending this season because we still haven't brought any elite defensemen to the team. I need us to find a superstar. Now, I'm not going to lie to y'all. When I am done ripping all these packs, I'm going to go take a look at the checklist because ain't no way there is no defensemen who have inserts. Like, there is no way I am just getting this unlucky. Pop count to 500 for Clayton Keller. I like Clayton Keller. And a pop count 500, that's not too bad. Unfortunately, Clayton Keller is not a defenseman. Sebastian Aho is also not a defenseman. So unless Connor Bedard is behind Sebastian Aho, I am definitely not happy with this pack right here. That is not Connor Bedard. Mark Del Gaizo. I did not want you. I mean, technically you're a defenseman, but you're not the defenseman I'm looking for. So we needed a superstar here. So who did we go out and get? Mark Del Gaizo. We brought Mark Del Gaizo to the team. We do not stand a chance. Okay, what I just witnessed this season makes absolutely no sense. Mark Del Gaizo, you might be the greatest player of all time. 18th in the entire league, a 39-32-11 record, and I just want to point out, we weren't a wildcard team. Nope, we somehow finished second in our division. A 39-32-11 record got us second in our division. That makes no sense. We should not be in the playoffs right now. We shouldn't be here. There is still way too many 0 overalls on this team. I guess miracles sometimes do happen. We're taking on the Washington Capitals. I can't imagine us getting past the Capitals. You also might notice we've already simulated one game of the postseason. season? That was because I was fully expecting this team to miss the playoffs. But here we are. I am so serious when I say this. If we win a Stanley Cup this season, I'm buying a Mark Del Gaizo jersey, because there is just no chance we win a Stanley Cup. We're down 3-1 against the Washington Capitals. We're eliminated in 5 games. Honestly, I'm surprised we won 1 game. So another season is wrapped up. The Louisiana Wild Hogs somehow made the postseason. It still doesn't make any sense to me. How on earth did this team just make the postseason, as well as finishing 2nd in our division? We were 2nd in our division. What about that makes any sense? Now we're running out of time to bring in some superstar defensemen. Like, respectfully, Mark Del Gaizo is playing defensive minutes for us. It's not like he's bad by any means, but he's certainly not Cale Makar or Quinn Hughes. Like, I don't even think the trenches can describe how bad we are right now. Elvis Merzlikins, we don't need a goaltender. I swear, if it is Brady Tkachuk behind him, I am going to lose my mind. Luckily, it's not Brady Tkachuk, it's Tim Stützle. I saw the colors and I would have been annoyed because I literally just got a Brady Tkachuk Retro Young Guns the other day. That is why I did not want him again. So we're moving on to our next player. Please be a defenseman. You are not a defenseman. JT Miller, welcome to the left side defense. Either you or Tim Stützle, one of you is playing left defensive minutes for me. Now at this point, we just have to embrace the meme. Playmaker, 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 playmaker. There is only 3 players on our forward core, being Jaron McCann, Brad Marchand, and Leon Draisaitl, who aren't playmakers. The other 9 forwards are all playmakers, so we're gonna pass the puck. But nobody's gonna shoot. Now, although we were a better team this season, we didn't get quite as lucky. 14th in the entire league, a 43, 32, and 7 record. Last season was a complete fluke. Like, there was no reason we should have made the playoffs last season. Nikita Kucherov was significantly better this season, 108 points. Leon Draisaitl, 105. Connor McDavid, 105. That top line is gonna have to carry us to a Stanley Cup. When we inevitably win a Stanley Cup, it's gonna be those 3 guys carrying the way. Sorokin also didn't have 7 shutouts this season, so that makes quite a big difference. But you know what? We're about to bring another defenseman to the team, because we can only bring in defensemen moving forward. Now, I am just praying that defenseman is Cale Makar or Quinn Hughes, or even Roman Josi. Honestly, anyone above an 80 overall probably doesn't hurt us. I am terrified. I am truly terrified right now, considering we just don't have a defensive core. Trent Frederick, director of boards. If that does not sum up today's video, I have no clue what will. Moving on to our next card, it's going to be a Young Guns black and white canvas, a Sean Farrell. You know what? That's a decent enough card right there. That kind of makes up for how things have been going. And then the card behind him, it looks like it's going to be a Cole McWard. I'm going to keep it a stack. I have no clue who you are. Sorry, Vancouver fans. I have no clue who this is. Now, all I asked for was an 80 overall defenseman. I didn't ask for anything crazy. An 80 overall defenseman could play on our second pairing, replacing these 2 guys right here. Cole McWard. I have never heard of you before. No disrespect to you. I have just never heard of you. 71 overall. I'm not really expecting too much from you. You're only a 71 overall. Maybe you can exceed expectations. I have no clue. Yeah, just don't allow a ton of goals when you're on the ice. Granted, you're playing with a 0 overall, so I can't really expect too much from you. All right, hold on now. Cole McWard. You might be that guy. I might have been unaware of you. 4th in the entire league, a 50, 28, and 4 record. Look how much he's improving this team. Cole McWard is that man. He's not Matthew Ward, but you know what? Cole McWard, he's second when it comes to wards. Even though his last name isn't Ward, it's technically Mick Ward, but you get the point. Cole McWard is making a big improvement to this team. Sorokin, 43 wins, 3 shots, a 907 and a 319. But you know what? I want to see what Cole McWard did for us. He picked up 4 assists for 4 points, minus 10 in the process. He had 37 penalty minutes, and he took 34 shots, resulting in 0 goals. Also, for some reason, he picked up 1 power play point. I have no clue why he was on the power play, but that is neither here nor there. We are one of the best teams in the entire league, taking on the Florida Panthers. If we can pull off a miracle here and win a Stanley Cup, I will be very surprised. Like, at the end of the day, we do have to remember Cole McWard is playing alongside a 0 overall, so our third pairing defense is atrocious right now. Let's go add another defenseman. So the dream of Macklin Celebrini, Michkov, and Connor Bedard is just about dead here. I don't think we're getting all 3 of those guys. I think we're going to be lucky if we get one of those guys. And you know what? I just don't know if it's going to be happening. Gavrikov, I'd love to bring you to the team, but you are not an insert. When it comes to this next player, they are an insert. Kasperi Kapanen. Yeah, I just don't know what to say anymore. Kasperi Kapanen is one of our inserts. Moving on to our next player. You got to be kidding me. Nope, I am not even going to recognize this man. Nope, we are moving on to the next player. And who is that going to be? Well, we're going to get Zach Werenski. We actually got a real defenseman on the team. It's a glorious day. No, but in all reality, no disrespect to Bro here, but I have opened a fair share of 24-25 Series 2. The amount of Utah players I've gotten is beyond ridiculous, and I'm talking duplicates. I believe I already have 2 of this guy. Now we finally got a superstar defenseman. Our team is finally complete. Zach Werenski has joined the team to save the day. Is he going to be enough to save this team though? I have no clue. Like, we have 3 decent enough defensemen, 3 guys 85 overall and above, and then we have 3 other guys who are all below an 80. So is this going to hurt us a ton? I guess we're about to find out. Granted, we should remember last season we were 4th in the entire league, and now we've had Zach Werenski. So there's no way we're not number 1, right? Now, our record wasn't quite as good as last season, but we're actually higher in the standings. 2nd with a 48, 22, and 12 record. Only 1 point back of the Montreal Canadiens, who won 4 more games. So we're one of the best teams, and we actually have a completed team here, and that's actually something we can smile about. McDavid, Draisaitl, Kucherov, you're looking great this season. Zach Werenski plus 33 on our top pairing. That's what I've been looking for. And then when it comes to goaltending, Sorokin, the numbers weren't that great. At 899 to 315, I need you to be better than this. If we want to win a Stanley Cup, you're going to have to stand on your head. You didn't really do that during the regular season, but I know you will during the postseason. We're taking on Florida once again. Y'all better not get swept. So we're just looking to avoid the sweep against the Florida Panthers. We do not want to get swept once again. Luckily, we're going to be winning game 1 and we're winning game 4, so we still have a chance in this series. We need to win game number 5 though, and we're going to drop game 5. Why am I not surprised? We're off to game 6 elimination. I don't know what it's going to take for this team to win Stanley Cups. Maybe we need a better defense here, but we also could use a better offense because we have way too many playmakers. We're going to win this one 4-3, but we're moving on to game 7 now. That win right there doesn't really matter unless we win this game right here. Game 7, winner is off to the second round. Is it going to be the Wild Hogs, or are the Florida Panthers going to take us down? Well, we're picking up the first 2 goals of the game. Moving into the second, we're picking up another 2. As long as we don't collapse in the third, we're going to be the winners of this one, and that's exactly what's happening. Brad Marchand's picking up a goal, and we're moving on to the second round for the first time in this video. We have finally made it to the second round. We have earned this more than a lot of teams. We're taking on the New York Rangers next. As long as the offense continues to score goals, we're going to be looking at wins. We lost game number 1 to shutout. We didn't score a single goal. Luckily, we've split the series so far. Game number 5 is once again going to be a very important one, and we're going to find a way to win that one. So let's close out in game number 6 and move on to the conference finals, and that's exactly what we're doing. As long as the offense continues to score goals, we're going to continue to win games here. And it's very clear, in the games that we lose, we're just not scoring enough. We split the series once again. Game number 5 is going to be important once again, and we're dropping that one 6-2. Y'all know what you have to do. Score 7 in game number 6. Like, just keep it simple. Just score a lot of goals. We're going to be exchanging goals in the first period. Each team's picking up 2 goals. Moving into the second, it's a scoreless one. Considering we've only scored 2 goals after 2 periods, I'm very concerned entering the third. And entering the third, we're not going to score, but neither are they. So we're off to overtime. The next goal is going to decide the winner, and who's that going to be? William Nylander. William Nylander's picking up the OT winner. We're going to be falling to the Toronto Maple Leafs in the conference finals. Nah, you just hate to see it. Nah, like, you really just hate to see that. We finally made it to the conference finals. We had a little bit of momentum, but it was the defense that let us down. The offense was great throughout the entire postseason. Like, we were scoring goals like crazy. We can't keep the puck out of our own net, though. A 904 and a goals against a 3 exactly. Sorokin, these numbers just aren't good enough. So let's go try to find some new players that can help you a little bit more. Alright, so you boys have to figure it out. You gotta find a way to get things going here. And how are we going to do that? Well, by bringing a defenseman to the team. Cole Caulfield, you are not a defenseman. Moving on to our next card. Lawson Crouse, unfortunately, you are not a defenseman as well. So moving on to the final card. Is it a defenseman? Cole Caulfield, welcome to the team. I don't know what else to do. So after last season's postseason run, clearly we had to work on the defense. So Cole Caulfield, welcome to the team. Let's just outscore all of our problems. I don't care if we don't have a good defense. We will outscore every one of our problems. Is this logic going to lead to a massive failure? Probably. There is a very high probability this doesn't work out. So I believe this is the year. This is the year that we finally win it all. A 61-17-4 record. Our offense can win us a Stanley Cup. We are scoring more than enough goals to win games right now. I don't care if we're lacking defensive help on this team. We can score goals, and that is all that matters. Sorokin's playing a lot better this season. It's Stanley Cup or bust for the team. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets in the first round. Y'all know what you have to do. So it's Stanley Cup or bust for the Hogs this season. You need to lock in. Why did we drop the first 2 games? Why are we down 3-1 the series? Yeah, this is just inexcusable. Like, what are we doing here? We have to make a 3-1 series comeback, and right now we are on pace to do that, but we need to win game number 7. We lost 6-3. Let's go add a new player. This is an absolute joke. Now, I have taken part in my fair share of bad pack openings, but man, this has been an absolute bust besides that Leo Carlson card. I really can't complain too much considering I got Leo Carlson. Moving on to this next one, UD Canvas of JT Miller. Okay, we do not need JT Miller on this team. Can we finally get a defenseman? No, we cannot. Artemi Panarin and Lafreniere, we don't need either of you guys. So it's going to come down to this final one right here, Nathan MacKinnon. All right, I don't know where you're going to play in the lineup, but you're going to join the team. I don't care about the defense. It is forwards only moving forward. I don't care anymore. The offense will win us a Stanley Cup because there's no one that can shut this offense down. Who is stopping Connor McDavid, Nikita Kucherov, and Leon Draisaitl on the top line, and then Sidney Crosby, Nathan MacKinnon, and Mitch Marner on the second line? Nobody is stopping that. Alright, so this is how you know we are absolutely locking in. The regular season standings mean nothing. The regular season stats mean nothing. We need to win games. Back-to-back shutouts in the postseason is amazing, but can we somehow get 3 in a row? It's not 3 straight shutouts, but it's going to be 4 straight victories. We're moving on to the second round. No more folding, no more disappointing. It's time for the Wild Hogs to finally win. I know we don't have the greatest defense in the world, but you know what we can do? Score goals. We are the greatest offensive team of all time, and we are showcasing that. We're sweeping the Washington Capitals. We have now won 8 straight games, and we have Florida. Florida has taken us down far too many times. It's time for us to get our revenge. We will beat the Florida Panthers. We dropped game 1, but who cares? Because we've won 3 straight after that. Give me one more win so we can make it to the Cup final, or you can blow a 3-1 series lead, because why wouldn't you do that? But I guess we don't have to worry about it. Here we go. The Stanley Cup final, taking on the Seattle Kraken. Give me 4 more wins. That's all I'm asking for. A 2-1 OT victory is just what we needed. So now we just need to win one more game. Win me game number 5, and we're Stanley Cup champions. The Louisiana Wild Hogs did it. We're finally Stanley Cup champions after years of disappointment and years of not bringing in any defensemen or anyone other than playmakers. We're finally Stanley Cup champions. This was by far the most questionable team I ever built. McDavid, MacKinnon, Kucherov, Draisaitl, Crosby, all of you guys were point a game. And when it comes to goaltending, Sorokin, you were a stud. A 16-2-1 record, 2 shots, a 927 and a 206. But we have to highlight some of the legends. And who am I talking about? Zach Werenski, Justin Falk, Mark Delgado, Shakir, Wade Rennan, and Cole McWard. Without these studs right here, we're not winning a Stanley Cup. But in reality, how did we win a Stanley Cup with this defense? No, our offense must have really been on a different level, because this doesn't make sense.